Alright everyone, good day. This is the channel reviewing OpusFSI weather engine and camera interface utility. So this product is 3 software products in one. It is a weather engine that gives you up-to-date high quality weather information. It is a live camera feature that allows you to do custom voice with virtual cockpit views, and it also gives you dynamic head movements. And thirdly, it is also a networking camera feature which allows you to set your prepared on another PC on the same network using the client's feature. So it gives you like multiple monitor interface. So we'll start with the weather engine. So this weather engine, it gives you live weather reports. So in this weather report you see right here, it gives you the meters and the wind information for any area you select globally. This interface here is more for the wind, but the other weather map is what gives you the meters. So you can use different maps. You can choose between the street map, you can use terrain maps, and the colors which you see are supposed to be the temperatures and so on. You can see the wind directions and everything. I will show you the other weather map feature, which is the main feature that you use to detect meters in different regions or different airports. By clicking the update button, you can see that the software detects meter stations in the area that you specify. So you can highlight any area of the world map that you want and then press update, and the software will give you those meters. So each one of these areas, those colored points there, are meters. To zoom around, to pan around the map, you simply click and then scroll. Click an area and then scroll out or in, and it changes the position. Then press update to get the new meter stations. Each of these meter stations are updated according to the latest universal time coordinate time. I am located in Trinidad and Tobago, so I will have a look at my meter station. This is the most critical feature. One of the most critical features for any weather engine is the ability for you to detect meter stations globally. And this interface is a very unique method. Other weather engines simply give you the ability to enter the airport's ICAO code, but this is another method which is more visually appealing, and it shows you, it gives you the ability to select other web stations en route as well. So sometimes with the common airport code information method, you're not able to see weather stations en route. Let's have a look now at the weather reports. This is the main weather report feature. It shows you your current airport, and if you have filed a flight plan, the software automatically detects your flight plan and displays the information of your departure, destination, and your destination in there. It also gives you your alternates, so you have to use the configuration window to set your alternates. So I will now set my flight plan, and as you will see, the software has just detected that flight plan. So here now I can find the departure meter and the arrival. This is Nantucket Memorial. So you can see all the weather information for Nantucket. In order to get the alternate waypoints weather stations, you have to enter them into the configuration utility for the weather. You can see I'm now entering some various others like Reading Airport and Boston, and the weather report will now detect that. Here is where you can update the weather as well. So now that we have specified the alternates, we can find the meters for the alternate stations here. I have not seen this capability in any weather engine. This is Reading or Boston. Very convenient. Alright, so this is the way it displays the weather. Every weather engine has its own unique way of displaying weather, right? So this software it doesn't update the prepared natural weather, but it gives you an updated, it just uses the current weather features of the sim to provide you with proper weather. Alright, let's have a look at the live camera feature of OpusFSI. So the live camera, the main benefit of is that it allows you to create custom virtual cockpit views. Right? It also allows for dynamic head movements, and which cause shaking whenever there is turbulence or you are taxiing too fast, or not too fast, but any kind of taxi speed. There's rumbling, there's movement when you take off and land and stuff like that. So I will show you now. I have already created some virtual cockpit views. So this now is specific to the Majestic dash 8. That head movement that you see is unique to OpusFSI. So I have created these views based on the pre-flight procedure check of the dash 8, and so you assign a button on the keyboard. It must be a letter. Okay, it can't be like a comma or full stop or anything like that. And you must assign the hat control on your joystick using the camera. You must delete the pivot switch from the prepared controls and assign that switch to your camera, to the live camera. Alright, so I would like to show you how I created these views. So now this is my main view here. I have assigned the letter C to that view. Each other view I have assigned the letter X. So when I want to return to my main view, I press C, and then when I want to cycle through the other views, I press M. Now as you notice here, you can create many categories. I've already created the virtual cockpit. You could also create from the 2D cockpit. We are now going to create using the external view. Alright. So these controls, when you press OK, it centers you to where you have to use these controls here to find the position that you want, save it, assign a letter, and then assign an aircraft, and then you create your view. This is the dynamic head movements I wanted to show you. This is what happens when you are taxiing or passing through turbulence. It doesn't happen when you are stopped or when you are at cruise level. It's only during turbulence and specific. This is one of the most valuable features and the most immersive of the live camera feature. It is what brings you back to using it. Right. So one is for landing, one is for taxiing, one is for turbulence, and etc. If you want, you could turn them off. The other feature is it has this automatic head movements, and this allows you to, if you want to turn, when you turn the rudder, your head will move to the left automatically or to the right. I don't use that for this aircraft because the dash sheet only has 10 degrees left or right steering capability with the rudder. If I turn the rudder left or right, it is only to maintain the center line on the taxiway which I'm trying to taxi on. It is not because I'm turning around a corner. So that feature obstructs my capability with the majestic dash sheet. So I have switched automatic head movements off, but you might find some other reason for it. So once you have tested and determined which dynamic head movement you want to use, you then close the window and get back to you defining your views. Now the interesting part about this is you have to, for each view you have to assign a letter. If you want a certain category, a certain collection of views, you assign all of them to a single letter. In this instance here, I'm using the comma, but you cannot use a comma or a letter or such like that. You have to use a letter. We will see later that it does not work. So let's try to find the view of what we want. You use these arrows to navigate to your desired view. we can assume that in the first two views that we are doing like a pre-flight, this camera feature here is particularly valuable for the walk around. So if you are an immersive pilot and you want to look at specific spots on the aircraft for your walk around, or if you're a real pilot and you want to keep your skill level up, this is particularly useful for that. So you just press a button and you go to each point of interest for you. So for example, for my main view, to look out the front of the aircraft and to be back in my seat, I have used the button C. To do my pre-flight, to look overhead, etc., I have used the button X. And to look outside the aircraft, I have used the button M. Create another one, virtual external aircraft, and then the whole process starts over again. You can even do this for point positions on the runway. So if you would like to see your landings, you position yourself on the runway anywhere you would like to be, and as usual you can create as many views as you like. We can name this external check 2 or nose wheel check. Check to make sure that the nose wheel is not worn, it is inflated properly. And as always, you want to assign your aircraft, your particular type of aircraft. Now it gives you a list of the aircraft that you have installed on the simulator. So all of the aircraft that are in your aircraft hangar will be displayed here. I do not have any other aircraft installed at the moment, so the Majestic Dash 8 was the only one that is visible. Create another. And of course you can assign what ordering you want in that main menu there by using the green arrow to make them the sequence, to define the sequence of them. Let's do the classic Airbus 380, A380 aircraft inspection view. This is one of the features that made the Airbus 380 so popular, was that it had a external camera monitor inside the aircraft, which allowed the pilot to see everything from the vertical stabilizer. Assign your button, and that's it. Assign an aircraft. I forgot to assign the buttons for a couple. We can create another external view. Let's do the wing, the left wing. You can even do one for inside the cabin of the aircraft, which brings incredible value to Prepared, because when you are in your cabin, you can't save that view, so this allows you to create as many virtual views as you want, wherever you want. And each view gets a class using a button. So CMX, you can do 10 different classes of views if you like. And each class might have about 6 or 7 views. Alright, so at this point I was trying to get it to work, and I realized that you have to use a letter. You cannot use your commas or your full stops or equal signs or anything like that. Purely a letter. So I assigned the letter M to each one of my external views. And here we go. My favorite part about this live camera is that dynamic movement. It just highlights the graphic quality of version 5 so much, and that dynamic movement from switching from view to view. So this camera feature and weather engine both have become a standard package for my Prepared version 5 experience. I use this product all the time. Camera features are so valuable, and this brings you a camera and a weather engine. This is right now I'm using the hat switch on the joystick, so you see how it seamlessly integrates with your joystick. There's nothing wrong with it is not held back in any way. Let me show you live camera control. Live camera control is a simple utility that allows you to pan around your cockpit. Now each one of these buttons that you see here can be assigned to another control device, like a Logitech or an Xbox game controller, and that essentially allows you to move around the cockpit like you are operating a video game. That is particularly valuable for your avatar. because you can now walk around with your avatar like you are in an Xbox game, and that is most valuable for. In my opinion, it is not valuable for the virtual cockpit, because you can only in reality you can only use your joystick and your controller one at a time. And secondly, the software only allows you to use the joystick or the controller one at a time. So when you are taxiing using your joystick, right, and you need that hat switch to operate, you can't get it to operate, because so you don't have to use your left hand or whatever method you might be thinking of to get you actually get your iPhone to move around to assist your taxiing. You see how it is right now assigned to your Logitech controller. For my joystick, I've only used the hat switch to look up, down, and pan your left and right. So you have to select which device you want to use to control your eye point, and so that negates the use of the camera control using a controller to control your eye point. As I said, for me it was only useful for like controlling the avatar and so on. If you want to create a video to review the qualities of the external aircraft, then you switch to your camera control using a game controller to look around. Alright, so with these shortcuts here, these are many shortcuts that you can assign using the camera control. Alright, so we have just had a total look at the two main features of the OpusFSI, the weather engine and the live camera utility. Of course, I have to reset my camera control because I moved the aircraft. I moved my eye point around, so I now have to go back and reset it. It allows you to quickly relocate your position, just like that. So whatever additions you make, you can find it back quickly. Okay, so at this point in time, I would like to give you a preview at the weather generating capabilities of the OpusFSI. So what you see here is actually real-time weather that was generated on one of my flights. So this is OPUS's perspective of an IMC condition. You notice how complex it looks. You can notice many cloud layers. You can see a great volume of clouds. And what I would also like to show you is the dynamic head movements. In this flight you will see much of the dynamic head movements because there's a lot of turbulence in the air. Notice the shaking of the cockpit. That is the DHM that is unique to OPUS. That is the value. That is one of the values of live camera. So I will just leave this flight for you to have a look at. But what happened at the end, just at about 300 feet, my prepared shut down. Okay, so because it takes a lot of my video card run out of memory or something like that. So what I have to do is do another flight to show you the landing rate monitor feature of OpusFSI. It gives you a landing analysis. Okay, so you will see that after this video preview.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5. Check the speed.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Delta 2218, clear to land, runway 6. Clear to land, runway 6. Delta 2218.
Flaps 15 and the before landing checklist.
Flaps 15. Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Down 3 green. Condition levers.
Max.
Max. Aux standby P2 pumps. On. Bleeds. Off. Min. FA notification. Complete. Flaps.
Indicating 15, planned 15.
Before landing checklist complete. Thousand above.
$1,000.
Approaching 06.
100. Plus 100.
Check power.
Power checked.
Approaching. 2, 4.
80 knots. V1. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Nantucket Tower, Embraer November 62717 is 7 miles northeast, inbound ILS, runway 24, approach. Embraer November
Acceleration altitude.
62717, Nantucket Tower, turning straight in, runway 24, altimeter 3045. Embraer
Select heading
717,
select.
cleared to land,
Heading
runway
selected.
24.
Flap 0,
Cleared to
IS
land,
185
runway
climb
24.
checklist to the
Embraer
right.
717.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Nine 100 meters remaining.
Landing.
Check.
After landing checklist.
Okay.
Nantucket Tower, November 6631 Yankee is 7 miles northeast, inbound ILS, runway 24, approach. November 6631 Yankee, Nantucket Tower, fly straight in, runway 24, altimeter 3045. 31 Yankee, cleared to land, runway 24. Cleared to land, runway 24, 31 Yankee.
After landing checklist complete.